Kate's feeling sad that she didn't get the job. She says she needs other things going on in her life. And I just wanted to take a quick pause on that one in terms of just, Mandy Moore, you are a mother, you are a singer, you are an actor or whatnot. Like, if any of those things was taken away from you, you'd feel the void of it. Yeah?
Yes.
And just want to speak a little bit to, like, does it take to be fulfilled in motherhood, right? And I asked that, like, because sometimes I think people have this idea, men in particular, sometimes it's like, well, can't you just focus on blah, 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 right? And it's like, well, me as a dude, you would never ask me to just like stay home.
Focus on one or the other.
Focus on one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious for you, like, in terms of, because you start the show, no kids. Now, 3 kids or whatnot. What does the balancing act look like now as opposed to before?
How much time do you have? No, I mean, I feel like I'm still figuring that out. And probably as like parents and feeling like new parents, like you're still trying to calibrate, like, what does this look like? And I think as you reach certain milestones and they get older, like things shift. I mean, I'm sure they have for you as well and have for Ryan. Like your kids are older now. They're not like, they're not in preschool or they're not in school at all, or, you know what I mean? So I think it collectively gets easier in some regards, but like, I think it's just always gonna be a balancing act of like figuring out how much time each certain cup like deserves. You know what I mean? Like right now, I think because I have been pretty like family focused for the last 2 years and haven't really had like a ton of work on my plate. Yeah. I feel like I need to fill that part of my cup like desperately. I'm just like the creative side of my identity and who I am like feels like it's dying on the vine. Yeah. And so like that will be nice to do a little bit of that. But I also am curious of how it's going to feel because I have been so dedicated to the family side of my life. And even just like leaving to come and do the podcast for a couple hours, I'm like, I get home and I'm like,
everything's okay.
I was like, I'm like, I missed you guys, you know, or like going for work for one day or something. It does feel like there is a noticeable shift in my life that will be interesting to see how it really feels. To dip my toes back in those waters. What about you guys?
I can say for the bird, this was really interesting because she had a couple of jobs in New York while, you know, we have our kids. And when she did this one Endgame for NBC, she came home every weekend.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, Bird, if you need to take a break and you want to relax and do something for yourself, like, it's okay. Like, everything here is solid. And she was like, no, I'm seeing my children.
Yeah, because it's not about like, I'm sure she was like, I know you have it all held down, but it's like, there is that like the tether. Yeah. You need it.
Yeah, but I will compare and contrast because sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'll take advantage of the break. And I'll you know, so it's very interesting to see how we both sort of deal with it. And it's not like I don't want to be present or whatnot.
No.
I'm also just sort of like, all right, if I in this moment get this rest, when I show up, I will be a better version of myself.
Yes,
than
if
otherwise.
Accurate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sully?
You got any thoughts?
I mean, it's all a spiritual practice of non-attachment to the current schedule, like the current what is. Like I in my life, I love a routine. Yeah, I like a schedule, and never has my life been more like ever changing.
Yeah.
Right? As soon as one kid is like, all right, this is what we do now.
Right.
Changes.
They grow.
Yeah.
And it changes.
The ultimate disruptors.
And the ironic part is that a lot of the struggle or pain in any of our lives is when Rachel and I don't let go of what was quick enough. Like they're telling us, I don't need to do this. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yep.
And we're like, but we do the thing. And you nap at the time with the stuff. And that's when I nap.
Impermanence,
at the
big
time.
dog.
Impermanence. Yeah. Impermanence. A constant changing to let it to not only attach to it when it is a thing, recognize it, but to be willing to let it go as quickly as it came.
Oh, yeah, because sometimes you don't want to let it go.
Right.
That nap time.
Right.
I'm like, Gus, you sure sure you don't want a nap anymore?
Yeah,
Just a tiny rest?
You look
Right.
super tight.
Can we call it a tiny rest instead of a nap?
Yeah.
Nope.
I get this thing with my kid. I have one kid who will eat the same thing every day for breakfast.
Yeah.
Consistent. And then I have another kid who'll go like a week or two and he's like, I don't want that anymore. And you find out by having prepared it, having it on the table and be like,
but I bought 30 of them.
you know what I'm saying?
Because you liked them yesterday. You liked them for 3 months. I bought 30 at Costco. This is my kitchen. What am I going to do with all this yogurt? What do you mean you don't like yogurt anymore?
No more yogurt.
It's the truth. Okay, I just wanted everybody to touch because I thought that was an interesting thing that she said in that moment.